Oh, yeah. So they're gone. Their abortion rights. They're out of here.
Okay. In all seriousness, um, it's not officially gone. As the woman of the group, I know about this issue.
There's so many things I could say to that, which I will not. I will not say a
Yeah,
single thing. I would
we'll
just say you're
avoid it.
right.
Your words. The government's already ruining everything for me, man.
Yeah, there's not much for me to say here.
But no, there's talks that Roe v. Wade will be officially overturned. The government made a draft and it was leaked. Now, before we address Roe v. Wade possibly being overturned, one thing that not a lot of people were addressing is how did it get leaked in the first place? Why was a government official document leaked to the public anyway?
More significantly, this was a Supreme Court document that was.
It wasn't
leaked,
a little
which
thing,
is
right?
well, it's not even just that. The Supreme Court, essentially, to my knowledge, has never had a leak before. So it was kind of more historically significant than people realize. So this is like this has never happened before. So for it to happen at a moment like this, essentially some people are theorizing, well, a few things. I mean, there's like the common theory that like, oh, just some staffer leaked it because they saw that it was unjust or whatever and they wanted to leak it. But then there's like, you go down the rabbit hole and there's some like real interesting reasons as to why it was leaked.
Yeah.
That some people have.
That's why I was kind of sad that more people haven't addressed that part, because that's mad significant that an important document like that, something discussed with the Supreme Court, which is stuff like that have never been leaked before until they were ready for it to be touched to the public, just happened to accidentally get leaked. But addressing the other stuff, the more important stuff, I would almost say, the fact that they said that our protest or any sort of public outrage will not stop them for doing what they think is correct, just because they said that Roe v. Wade didn't have enough information to become legalized in the first place, which I digress. None of us was alive back then.
No, there's no digressing. It's nonsense. They're full of it. That you can literally.
Nonsense.
That is why. That is the point of Congress, so they can pass specific laws and wording to enhance what's already in the Constitution or what isn't in the Constitution.
That is them saying that there wasn't any. There's nothing in the Constitution that keeps Roe v. Wade to be up when there's literally isn't there a specific I don't remember what it's called, but there's a specific one that protects all the rights that aren't written directly in the top 10.
Well, that's why that's the 10th Amendment. Anything that is not specifically protected by the federal government goes to the states, which is why Roe v. Wade is essentially, well, removing it is essentially a trigger for individual states to ban abortion. So it's like, it's not that it's going to, if you remove that decision, essentially what you're saying is, okay, states, you get to decide whether or not it's legal.
Which sucks because the majority of states already have laws in place. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's a mess. And what's even sadder is that so many people on TikTok and other social media platforms are coming forward with why. Well, one, everyone knows abortion's important for plenty of reasons. And that plenty of states prior to this issue were making it illegal for people, like if their babies were, their birth was to be a health risk to them and them die, that was going to be illegal for them to terminate that pregnancy, even though it would kill them. It's also already illegal in some states for doctors to do to authorize abortions on women, that those pregnancies will be detrimental to their health, that those doctors can lose their licenses. So this, if individual states, if all of them, because the majority of them are, like we said, already have laws in place that may make abortion illegal, so many more things are going to go wrong. And people were coming forward of why, because a lot of people were saying, well, at least we still have contraceptives. Sure. But some people on TikTok were making a point that most contraceptives have fragrances in them. And a lot of people are becoming more allergic to fragrances since we use it in everything. Some people are so allergic to fragrances that they can't use contraceptives. Just like some people have latex allergies that make certain contraceptives not useful either, which means contraceptives aren't something that's usable for everyone, which is why abortion was a nice fail-safe if anything happened. But now they won't have that fail-safe either. And this isn't going to stop people from getting abortions in the first place. They're just going to go find alternative routes that won't be as safe for the abortion in the first place. So this is really a detriment that's so big. That's just so negative. And this law, even if they do overturn Roe v. Wade, a lot of states that have these laws that are going to make abortion illegal don't have rape clauses. And we know how prevalent that is in America. So God forbid someone accidentally get pregnant because someone decided to take advantage of them. You're going to have a baby that's going to ruin the rest of your life. No offense to the child, but it's literally a physical manifestation of your trauma, and you can't do anything to avoid it if you chose to, which sucks.
Yeah, we jokingly talked about, the whole women's rights 2-day shipping thing last week, and I kid you not, a day or two afterwards, this happened.
It was 2. Yeah, it was 2.
So, yeah, let's see what women's rights are being taken away from us next week.
Yep.
Good Lord. I hate it here. I do. I hate it here.
Truly.
So,
matter of fact, it might not even be women's rights. This week, women's rights. Next week, Black people. Stay tuned.
Oh, well.
Put anything past them now.
Well, happy Mother's Day, everyone. You ready?
You too will soon enjoy the rest of the mothers. Keep your eyes out, guys. So sad.
All right. 1, 2. Hello. Welcome to an EasyBZ podcast special event that happens to be called Mother's Day. How's everyone doing on today's
Mom?
On today? Today is in fact Mother's Day. And I just want to say happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day to my mother. It's actually my brother's birthday too, so just give a quick shout out to him.
Nobody cares about him. Irrelevant. Is he a mom? Is he a mom? No, he's not a mom.
He's not.
So Mother's Day. How are you guys doing today?
Well, that technically speaking does not matter because we are not moms. So, how's your moms doing, guys? Are they doing good?
Brandon.
Oh yeah, my mom actually. My mom actually got back from work, but no, I think she used my car to get her some stuff from Bath and Beyond's.
That is the most mother thing I've ever heard. My mother just used my car to go shop at Bed Bath and Beyond. If that's not the most mother thing.
Don't worry, Brandon. My mom, we went to a witch shop the other day to get incense and stuff, and the first thing she did was shove a pot in my hand and said, "Get that for me for Mother's Day." And it cost the entire $35 that I had.
Oh, so that was what she used your money for.
You know what? It's a business. You know what I'm saying? It's business. All right. It's all fair. It's all fair. Appreciate all you guys out there who listening to us. Appreciate everybody in the live chat. We're doing this as premiere. So because it's not this is we are doing this we are recording this beforehand, but appreciate all of you who came and check us out, who always come every single week to check us out. Thanks a lot. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
But first, if I can get this thing to turn on. There we go. Let's get into some news. We're gonna be doing things a little differently, by the way. So yeah, just give us some feedback. Let us down below, like how things are gonna, how you guys think of things. There's some interesting developments going on with the podcast, and that's literally that's all I'm gonna say. I'm saying nothing else.
Yeah, that's all the sauce y'all get.
That's all the sauce y'all get, bro. So Dave Chappelle had an incident at one of his shows. It's called Netflix is a Joke. It was a festival. It was on May the 3rd, and there was an audience member that rushed the stage to attack him, and that boy got
beat.
He got beat. Yeah, security was on him in 5 seconds, and they went to town on him. And Chris Rock ended up making a joke.
Oh man, that joke.
Because they were both on the stage at the same time, and Chris Rock went up and got the microphone. He was like, "Was that Will Smith?" Which, you know,
wonderful.
Which is pretty much perfect, honestly.
Yes. Perfect timing.
Yeah, Chris Rock also said, "I got smacked by the softest dude that ever rapped," which,
dang, I didn't even know he said that.
He did say that.
I do know Chappelle told him, "At least you got smacked by someone of repute," which.
Right.
But they really destroyed that guy. Like, he had 2 black eyes, a broken rib cage. His arm was completely bent backwards. And for some reason, the police handcuffed that arm. I still question it because his other arm is fine. So I don't know what
they had a choice.
They had a choice, but they handcuffed the broken arm. But I guess. But he was very badly beat up. I will say his black nail polish looked wonderful. He did a great job with that, but the slap was just not it, my guy. Don't try to be Will Smith when you're not, I guess.
And you know what's ironic? I think they actually found a plastic toy gun on him, but it actually was a gun that had like a knife where you can launch. So it's spring loaded.
He had a spring loaded plastic toy gun with a knife attached to it.
But he chose to slap?
I'm sorry. Slap. I think what probably happened. I think what probably happened was he was probably like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna shank Dave Chappelle. I'm so popular. I'm gonna shank him." And then he like kind of got cold feet, and he was like, "You know what? Let me. I don't think that's proper etiquette here. I think the proper etiquette for assaulting a comedian is to slap them. It has to be. That's what Will Smith did."
So what? You know what? Let me take a shot at it. Let me see what happens.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, he got beat real bad. Honestly, who have y'all like been a witness to like a beating like that? Like have y'all been in the presence of someone getting two-piece? Because this is the second week in a row. Didn't we talk about the Mike Tyson thing last week?
We sure did. We sure did.
We sure did.
Like who? I don't know. Like
I don't know why these civilians think that they can try these people as if they don't got hands too. They're famous, but they still got hands. Unfortunately, guys.
Yeah, like
we can't just expect that they have money, so that they're not going to hit back. They will.
They will.
Yeah, hands are hands, bro. Like, I mean,
their hands are rated E, so you might want to be careful.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, I could say, he wanted to do this, and now he's really seeing stars.
Forevermore.
He's really seeing stars. Good Lord. I just got that. Oh boy. Oh, you know what? That was you know what? I'll let that pun slide, Brandon. I'll let it slide. I won't boo you. All right. I won't do it. So the US has reclassified Brittany Griner as wrongfully detained by Russia.
Which means we might finally be able to get this girl back. It's been a couple months since we brought her up because she was first found out to be detained in Russia when the Russia versus Ukraine was first getting big, which was like what, a couple months ago?
Did you say Russia versus Ukraine? Like it was like it's a pay-per-view event.
Live in Europe.
Coming to you.
In one corner, waiting, blah, 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 blah.
In one corner, drinks lots
Big
of vodka.
Putin.
And in the other corner, gangsters that rep yellow and blue. We got Ukraine. It's just like,
oh God, their colors. Their colors are like Bloods and Crips. Oh my God, who's gonna win the original gangster war, guys?
I don't know if that kind of works, but
yo, we need to get Brittany back though. Like real talk. Like I've been
because it's been a little while.
Yeah,
she's been gone.
She's been gone for a little too long. Like I mean, one day it would be long enough, let alone like however many months it's been since she's been detained.
They said 75 days, so that's at least 3 months.
Yeah, I mean,
well, 2 months,
2.5 months. Yeah,
2 months and counting.
So, yeah. I'm like really concerned because she's a black woman. She's, I believe she is LGBTQ plus.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, not the best combination in Russia. I will. I'm just gonna put that out there. So, I'm really concerned. Like they need to get her over here as like fast as possible because
as soon as possible. I think it's time.
Well, now that she's proven to be wrongly detained, that means the U.S. is going to work a lot faster in getting her back because now they have something to classify to be like, hey, you have to give her to us. This is for us to deal with, kind of thing. So they'll be able to work faster to get her home. So this is a good thing.
I mean, yeah, but Russia and the U.S., as you know, aren't really on
the best buds list right now.
Best terms right now. So
yeah,
that makes things.
You know what's ironic? I know this isn't a part of her, but they actually just did like a prisoner swap. So they gave back someone from the United States,
yeah,
and someone from Russia.
Yeah, they did a prisoner swap like about a week and a half ago.
Well, we need another prisoner. What you mean?
So
I'm not advocating.
How come every time, dude, at least some point in the podcast, kidnapping is always brought up as a form of dealing with something?
I don't know what it is about it.
No, I mean, no, seriously though, like I feel like at this point that's probably the only way that they would be able to get her back is if they release the Russian prisoner that the U.S. has. I don't even know if. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, you get arrested for you get arrested for breathing over here. So I mean, I'm sure they have somebody that's
Yeah, they got someone. They're probably no. They got a whole.
Have to have somebody substantial though. They're not just gonna be like, we'll take any.
Of
Like,
course.
they're gonna want something substantial.
Of course. Like, dude, geopolitics, like when you get into the nitty gritty of it, a lot of it's just like not trying to trample on another country's ego. And the US has one of the biggest, Russia has one of the biggest, China has one of the biggest, like, and it's just because of this the way it is. So like these negotiations is like, okay, well, you can just say, oh, she didn't really do anything wrong. Like, sure, but like morality kind of goes out the window, like when you're dealing with these like
especially given the circumstances.
yeah, I mean, not everybody follows your moral code. Like in Asia, like weed is really, really illegal. Like it's illegal over here, but not really, but it still is, but kind of. But like in Asia, like yeah, it's really, really, really illegal to have like any weed or anything like that. So her just having even that little amount, they could just use that as justification and say, hey, yeah, like, no, she did something really illegal over here. We're gonna detain her for a long time, which I saw when we last talked about it. I think it was like 5 to 10 years or 10 years minimum or something like that.
Yeah.
If she's like convicted of what they're accusing her of, which I hope like it just like you said, we can work something out. I would hope it doesn't involve like kidnapping a random Russian person. I would hope it doesn't involve that. But the unfortunate truth is that's just how stuff happens a lot of the time.
Look, man, if that's what we gotta do, then that's just what we gotta do.
Who is we? You keep saying we. I'm not a part of this. It's you. Okay, Mrs. CIA agent. You go. Who? You have a list. I know you have a list of non-Russian people.
I got a couple of non-Russian people that I need to kidnap.
Oh boy.
We got one on the top of our list right now.
Are we gonna...
forgot that part too. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about the top of our list. Can we please address the top of my list to kidnap right about now?
Okay, Lauren. What is at the top of your list?
Yeah, what is the top of your list?
I have to ask now.
In a video game.
In a video game. This is all in a video game, by the way. This all of course, like anytime we talk about any like government, whatever, illegal, whatever, it's all in a video game, guys. Like GTA, like we were playing GTA the other day, you know? Like,
yes.
You know?
In a video game.
In a video game.
Miss Rihanna Rocky? Miss Rihanna Rocky? Whatever future gremlin she decides to burp needs to be kidnapped until that album gets released. And once that album, I'll go to jail for it and everything. We good. I'll do that time. All right.
In a video game, of course, right?
Yeah. I will be dropping whatever album. She gonna have to sing that bitch live for me. That is gonna have to be live for me. It's gonna have to be live, and I will post it on whatever live streaming thing that I'm gonna have at the time, so the world can have her newest album. And then I will promptly go to jail in a video game.
That would be the worst. That would be the worst live performance of all time. Like, just imagine, like you have to perform for me, or else I get to keep your kid. She's gonna be sitting there.
I'm not keeping the kid.
Morella, Ella. She's gonna be crying while she's gonna be emotionally distraught while she's performing for you.
Angsty. She's gonna be real angsty the whole time. She's not gonna cry. That woman's a fighter. She a trooper. She gonna be so sassy. She gonna be like Belle from Beauty and the Beast. It's cool.
I would
she
hope
better
so.
sing no. She better sing no.
I mean, kid, you bring a kid into the situation, it just changes.
If the kid's with her, the kid's just gonna be collateral damage. It's not really like it's no beef to it. It's no beef to it. Nah, we're good.
Yeah.
All right, video game over. Video games.
Game over.
Game over. All right. We definitely doesn't feel like anyone won here. Elon Musk is he's considering a slight Twitter fee for commercial users. And this is just part of one of the several things. I'm just going to sit here every time news comes out about Elon Musk and Twitter. I'm just going to sit here with my arms folded, smirking, saying I told you so. Because while everyone was making memes and talking about how great it is that Elon is he's a cool guy, he's gonna make Twitter cool, and he's gonna, blah, blah, whatever. I'm crossing my arms and smirking because I call this being a disaster from day one. And just this headline alone, he could do nothing else. But this headline alone proves to me this is already a disaster. Because what people don't understand is that when someone puts the idea out there of charging for a general consumer service and charging for businesses only, the real intent behind that is to eventually charge for everyone.
Yeah.
That is the real intent, ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't realize. So
I didn't know that, because originally I thought, oh, that's probably a pretty good idea, but now when you put it that way, and if he does it on this one successfully, other social media platforms are going to end up taking it over.
Yeah, they're gonna follow. So I might be expecting some like add-on that you gotta pay for.
that is why
It's gonna be like Netflix, but for social media.
That is
you won't
why
be able to go anywhere on the internet.
You want to get rid of ads? That will be $5.99 a month.
They actually don't they have like Twitter Blue or something like that? That's basically.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah. You can I think you get access to like a dislike button or something like that, or you get access to extra features with this.
No.
But that's like a light version of it. That's the issue with 5 companies essentially owning like all of social media. That's the issue with it, is because they can get together and be like, we own most all these popular social media platforms. We can just go ahead and charge for it. And guess what? Yeah, Twitter Blue. They charge a monthly price of either $3.49 or $4.49, and you get exclusive features like reader mode, you can undo tweets, you can bookmark folders. Ooh. All things no one cares about. All things.
Basically, if you're a Twitter Blue user, leave it in the comments.
Yeah, leave it in the comments if you're a Twitter Blue user. Yeah. All my Twitter Blue users out there, please let us know. So essentially, the direction the internet is going is a
downhill, pricey.
Is a
for rich
pricey
one. They're kicking poor people off of the internet so it can be exclusively for people who can afford it. I see.
What do we think the metaverse is, guys? Hey. Yeah.
Yeah. Because so far only like rich people and government officials have like firmly been on the metaverse, even though that's not a fun place to be either.
Yeah, who wants to be in the metaverse?
No, genuinely, Brandon, I didn't get to tell you about the things that I've heard about the metaverse. It's not a safe place, buddy. It's not a safe place, buddy.
I'm gonna need you to hit us with this.
Okay, well, I don't remember the woman's name, but there was a government official who was a lady who decided to check out the metaverse because it's been advertised. And she and as a woman does, she made a female avatar. And she got in the metaverse. And then 4 male avatars decided to rape her female avatar. And while they did this to her female avatar, they yelled at her that she should have made a male avatar, and it's her fault for choosing a female avatar. Ladies, you can't avoid that even if you're in the metaverse.
What kind of...
It's a great time to be a woman. It's a great time. It's a great
Every
time,
day is
isn't
more
it?
pain.
Oh, I
So
hate
basically,
it.
we're safe nowhere.
Nowhere.
Yeah,
Nowhere.
hate it here.
Literally.
Um, so we'll see what happens with this, but I'm just gonna continue and just smugly just sit back and just watch as Twitter and eventually the rest of the internet collapses in on itself. So,
Yeah.
but it's neither here nor there, right? Um, you know what we haven't done in a while? Kanye's Crazy Corner.
The corner.
Woo! We haven't done that in a while.
It's been
Yay!
a minute. I gotta give him a pat on the back. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. We have a lot of this. It's the three main culprits are the ones we have to talk about today. There are three main culprits typically when we bring up Kanye. Is Kanye himself and two other individuals related to him. We'll start with Kanye.
Indeed.
So,
This is all yours, buddy.
a pastor is suing him because Kanye apparently used his sample without his permission on the song "Come to Life." Now, I love that song, by the way. That song is amazing.
Yes, beautiful.
It's a beautiful song. I had no idea that the pastor that was used there didn't know about him being, well, he didn't get permission from him. I'm sure maybe he tried to contact him, and then the pastor was like, "You need to pay me lots of money," and Kanye was like, "Oh, lol," and then he just used it. That's typically what happens.
Yeah, that's what mostly happens.
That's typically what happens. Like, if you just have no patience for clearing samples, you just use them anyway. So, and if you in the financial position that Kanye is in, then you can get away with doing that. So he's being sued, but he's been very quiet as of late. Like, hasn't
Yes.
posted anything on
Indeed.
since he got banned from Instagram.
He got banned?
It was a temporary. It was like a 24-hour
Yeah,
ban.
temporary.
Yeah.
Oh, he was officially banned. I was like, whoa.
No, it was a temporary ban, and then like after that he just didn't post anything since. He's allowed to. He can post whenever he wants to. He just hasn't since then. It was like I don't know, like a month and a half ago, something like that.
Fair enough.
So,
Fair.
and then Pete Davidson apparently
my ex boyfriend Pete Davidson, he discussed me more by the day. He got Kanye West's children's names tattooed onto his neck, which is weird to say the least. I understand if you were like a long-term stepdad and you and the kids have learned to, address each other and love each other at that point. Like, after years of being around these kids, marrying them, the whole shebang, that's fine, I guess. At that point, you feel like they're your kids too. But Pete's only been with Kim for what, a couple months? And being around the kids? And you feel attached already to get their names tattooed onto you? It's a little, and especially after that segment he did on some comedy show where he was saying that one of the kids was sucking on his finger and it was like just right and sexualizing it. It's a little weird.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
So
yeah. I don't know. That's, people weren't really paying attention to why this man was going crazy about the fact that Pete Davidson was
Another
near
man
his
was
children.
around his kids, but it's sus. It's sus.
Yeah, so definitely it's sus. Not the best look. And I'm sure they obviously none of these people care because they're celebrities. They're in their own universe. They think everyone
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
worships them and the universe revolves around them. Side note, I don't know if y'all saw the Kim Kardashian Marilyn Monroe dress thing that she tried to do, and it just
I'm so mad at her about that.
she literally wore the dress, like the actual dress that a dead woman's dress that was specifically made for her. She wore the
Paid
actual
for that
dress
woman.
to the Met Gala.
But they also gifted her a lock of the dead woman's hair. Did you know
Oh,
about
I didn't
that
know.
part
I didn't
too?
know that. No, I didn't know that.
Yes, he let her borrow the dress that was specifically made for Marilyn Monroe, tailored to that woman's every inch and curve. She asked those people to make a dress that was specifically hers, something no one else could have. And Kim ruined what that lady wanted and wore her dress. But Ripley's Believe It or Not, who's the ones who sold Kim the dress to briefly wear, Kim ended up wearing a exact replica that you literally cannot tell the difference. She only wore the Marilyn Monroe dress for a photo op and then wore the replica for the rest of the night, which I think, right? I think if you got the replica, you could have just claimed to wear the original one and just wear the replica the whole time instead of ruining a historical dress. Like
it didn't even look that
that's
good.
such an important.
It
didn't.
It
She
didn't.
took such a beautiful dress and managed to make it her own by making it as boring as all the rest of her outfits.
No, and what was even worse, she went and bragged on about how I had to starve myself to fit into the dress
and lose
weight.
16 pounds to fit into the dress, which literally
she's glorifying
so
starving herself to fit when you have how many millions of followers of women who are following you, listening, young girls listening to every word that you're saying. You're glorifying starving yourself to fit in a dress that, guess what, she didn't even fit in, because photos show that the back of her dress was still clipped on and it was open. The back of her dress was open essentially, and they had to clip it together.
Yep.
Because, you know, she got it I don't know, a backside the size of the moon essentially.
But not even just that, but Ripley's Believe It or Not. Plus, you're supposed to put the dress Marilyn originally, when she originally wore it, it was sewed onto her body so that they wouldn't mess up the crystals. They did so much that could damage every inch of that dress the way that they put her in it in the first place. And the fact that it stretched the seams because it wasn't meant to fit Kim, only for her to end up wearing a replica. But Ripley's Believe It or Not, after selling her the dress, gifted a lock of Marilyn Monroe's hair to this woman. So essentially, she owns the idea of Marilyn Monroe right now.
No, she doesn't. She can think she does. She can claim she does. She can buy as much stuff that she's owned as she wants to. She will not. Nor will the public acknowledge her. So
it's just real weird to own things of dead people that should rest, in my opinion.
She doesn't even know you existed. You never met her. You guys never had a conversation. Yeah. There's zero relation to you.
But at the end of the day, it's the white people thing to do. So how are we surprised?
It's the white thing to do. As Elmer Fudd always says, it's the white thing to do. So,
and still on the topic of Kimmy K herself, she Ray J decided to finally come forward and confess that it was in fact Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner's choice to leak the sex tape in order for her to get famous. It is absolutely official.
Which essentially we all knew this, but like, you know, it's just the confirmation is just all the more sweeter, because it's just like, to the very few people who were still in denial, it's like, well.
And now he even released the text messages, so if you want to, you could search it up and find it yourself, because it is indeed, he sent the text messages to her asking her, why are they making up a second sex tape that didn't exist, and that Kim herself owned all of the physical copies of the sex tape in a shoebox in her own home. So the only way that it could have gotten leaked is through her and her mother, which, how fitting of your mother to help you get famous with your sex tape. Truly the perfect thing to debut right before Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah. Best
Woo.
Be a
birthday
supportive
gift.
mother like Kris Jenner. Leak your children's sex tapes so they too can become famous.
Yo, she's really a pimp. She's an actual pimp, yo. That's yo, I don't know. Like it's you can't even I mean, we could like get into the psychology of that because like I mean, you essentially okay, like cuz Kim Kardashian is obviously insecure about her being famous, right?
Yes.
Like she hasn't
Yes.
really hidden that. Like everyone is telling her she has no talent, she's talentless, she's famous for no reason. Um and it presents a lot of issues for her personally, and I'm not putting words in her mouth. This is what she's said. She's said all of these things. Um so the fact that her mom was essentially part of the catalyst behind all of this um is so messed up, especially when you go connect everything to the fact that they're starting to like slowly, and I feel even gross just even bringing this up, but people have been saying it, they're even slowly like throwing this lifestyle and mentality at like her kids, and like it's just like Kanye's like was going crazy and ballistic about like he was saying it without really saying it, but like people kind of got what he was saying. Some people, not most people, didn't because most people don't like him.
Mm.
But
So sad they missed the mark because he's right from a father's standpoint. He's right.
like what like it's like I mean, and it's true. Like your 8-year-old child, they don't have to be on TikTok. They do not need to be on TikTok. It is not a
It's too
necessity.
young.
Like
Yeah.
no,
The things that pop up on TikTok is way too young for an 8-year-old.
yeah. And it's not just, oh, there are parental controls, someone's watching over her, someone, you can have as much controls or whatever over someone's internet as you want to, but at the end of the day
Bro,
you can't
my
protect them from
mother,
anything.
as a child, my mom used to do random phone checks. She had to log into all of my social media. So if she wanted to, she very well and did sometimes log in to check my messages, what I was posting, the whole shabam. She followed me. She would check up on what I was doing while I was at school, room checks, the whole shabam, like the whole shabam. And I still found ways to make secret accounts to speak to strangers on the internet. Never stopped me. Never stopped me as a child. So just because people are watching her does not mean she's not into worse things. She shouldn't have access to the internet at that age anyway, because I didn't get access to the internet until I was in middle school. The internet does so much to the psyche and the mental mind. And to put that on a child so that they're automatically seeing the things that the internet buys up people, especially as a young woman.
Yeah,
It's bad for kids. It really is bad for kids.
Yes.
And it ruins their attention span way younger than it should, because it ruins our attention spans as adults. Think about how much media you actually consume. So then when like I can't even sit down to watch a 2-hour long movie because I'm so used to watching fulfilling media for like a minute to 3 minutes at most right now. Anything longer than 30 minutes feels too daunting for me to watch, let alone to re-listen to our own podcast.
Yeah, I mean, our generation is interesting because we grew up with the internet. Millennials grew up in a time without the internet, and then when they got older, the internet became more and more of a thing, but we grew up with it. Like, we grew as the internet was growing, essentially. And so our dynamic with it is going to be different from these kids now who all know nothing but TikTok and Twitter and Instagram. Like, that's all they know.
Instagram and all this stuff.
These things are already established and concrete. With us, it was just like, oh, first it was Facebook, then Twitter is coming along, then Instagram is coming along, then Vine, then this, then that, and every single new thing. You said what?
I said you missed Kick.
Kick is not
That
on
was
the level
detrimental.
of Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
But it was
Yes,
a
Kick.
segue into
Sure.
Instagram. You know
Yeah.
it.
Sure, Kick. Yes, yes. For the 5 people that used Kick, yes, we're biased because our entire school used Kick, and
Yeah.
we're very biased. I will admit, yes, I am biased. That's why I didn't mention it, because you know what? If you use Kick, put it in the comment section below. You know what I'm saying? Kick Squad.
Yeah.
Shout us out, bro. We're out here. We literally went on Kick the other day.
For real?
Okay. Let me explain. I know that sounds bad. Let me explain. So we went on Kick the other day out of curiosity, because we were just having a normal conversation, Lauren and I. And we were talking about like all the stuff we used to do and the stuff we used to use, and Lauren was talking about like, yeah, she used to talk to people on Kick, and we were talking about how we used to use it for different group chats for class and like in high school and all that. And we were like, huh.
Yeah.
I asked her, do you still remember your Kick login? She was like, I don't know. I said, huh. And I went on my phone and I downloaded Kick. And both of us logged in. She did as well. And both of us logged in. We remembered our passwords.
Miraculously.
Yeah.
And so we were scrolling and looking, like it's so funny because essentially Kick like just deleted all of our conversations that we ever had. All our old conversations were gone. But we could see everyone's old profile photos. You know, I did have an idea, and I still might do it. So I don't know if I want to say it or not.
You should. You so should. Don't say it, but I feel like you need to do it. It would be quite entertaining.
I just don't want angry pitchforks in my social media. Well, you know what? Yes, we do. Yes, we want angry people.
Yes, we want some angry people.
We would like, if you are angry, please come to our comment section and just be as angry. You could just say whatever, literally say whatever you want. Okay? Say whatever controversial thing.
Yeah. We'll be your therapist, you know. Just come down in the comments, you know. You can always click the dislike button.
I will not be your therapist. I will argue with you. You want an argument? Please come my way. I have spare time. I would love to have a debate. You're a flat earther. Come to me.
If you want to fight, you go that way to Lauren.
But the funny thing was, and I don't know if you remember this, Lauren, but the funny thing was, after the whole nostalgia thing, we went down memory lane. We were talking about all this stuff. You know, we were looking through everyone's chats and stuff. I scrolled back up, and at the top of the page were just random pictures of women. And I said,
yeah,
wait a minute.
I'm trying to ignore it.
Yeah, my brain ignored it at first, but like we were done like scrolling through all the chats and stuff, and I scrolled back up, and those random pictures of women. I said, wait a minute, what is this? So I look, and the energy I got from it, I don't know if you people know about these sites where you can view things live.
Sexy mom near you.
That is essentially what it reminded me of. And I'm like, if we used this app in high school with this feature on it, the whole random sexy bot thing that slid into your DMs would have been a lot worse. It would have been way worse.
To think about it, a lot of people talked about Kick and how, because a lot of people actually have used it, and they talked about how they got groomed by a lot of older men through it, which I do remember the random occasions. Mm-hmm. Not occasions, it happened a lot. Sometimes I didn't have a conversation with them, but the plenty of times when a random person would find my Kick and I never knew how, and then it would just be like, how are you? How old are you? ASL, which if some of you don't know, that's age, sex, location, and try to get information out of you. and then they turn out to be grown adults posing as kids, because I was a rather smart middle schooler. I only got smarter by high school because that's when I started to actively speak to strangers on the internet. But let me tell you, Kick was a dangerous place. Kick and Omegle. Parents really should have been watching those two, man.
I think I remember, I think I got on the Kick one day after becoming blind. There was this random person, the same situation like that guy's, right? I was just telling him, you want to meet up? Meet me at the gas station, Tesco, down here. He actually went there and he said, where you at, baby?
No.
Freaking hilarious.
Jesus Christ.
I
wish I would have thought to mess with them like that. That would have been so much more entertaining.
Oh yeah, I got catfished one time by someone who claimed that they were gonna come over to my place. Dumb stuff. And I literally, I was such a dweeb. I sent them a picture of my bed and it was made up. It said, see, I'm real. I made my bed. It's real. And they never came over. They never responded back. This was after like this was like after weeks of conversation. I think it got a little too real for them.
Yeah, I think it got a little too real.
It got a little too real once they saw the bed was ready.
Hey, oh, he's for real.
Oh man.
Good old Kick.
Yeah. Shout out to Kick, man. Yeah. The next generation, they won't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm not gonna say. I'll say it for content reasons, but I was gonna say real ones got groomed on Kick instead of TikTok. I don't know. And on that note, we have a special Mother's Day.
Oh my
God. We have a special Mother's Day segment. Lauren is going to be the one to
yeah, so Lauren, you want to take over?
I'm sorry. God. I'm still a little bit in shock.
No worry what he said. Just keep going forward.
Yeah, that story had no one. I told no one about this until now. So there was their genuine reaction.
Oh my God, that was a lot of.
Yeah, we got a lot of clips, huh? We got a lot of clips.
No, we got a lot of clips here, so
I'm sure the content today is amazing. In spirit of Mother's Day, I figured we would have a good old time just talking about our mommies, Mommy. Their influence upon us. Our lovely little mommies. Are you traumatized by your mom, guys? Leave it down in the comments below.
Oh man. I'll say like what okay, so what are you guys like favorite fictional moms? If we can just throw those out there just for the one time.
Favorite fictional moms.
Because
I don't know about you, but
yeah,
I'll just take any one of them Pixar moms any day. I'm not talking about being no child, but their husbands gotta go.
All right. I'm gonna just say this. Mrs. Incredible, what's up? What's good?
You don't got none of the work. Just turn around, baby.
That's like
all of it done for you.
Like that's just so crazy, yo. Like they really did that to us as kids. Like, they know what they're doing. By the way, let's dispel the notion that Disney does not know what it's doing. They can put all the fronts they want to about, oh, we're super clean, family friendly fun.
No, because you gotta think about it. Disney, with all of their movies, their moms are either really bad or completely missing. So of course they put all the good moms on Pixar, and they just had to make them hot moms.
Yeah.
You gotta realize all good mothers are probably hot to an extent. You know, that's the correlation they're going for. So maybe the real question is, do you have a hot mom? You know? And also, is she near me? Is she on any of those websites?
And then there it is. And there it is.
Here you go.
And there it is. Oh man. Yeah. Like the mom from Dexter's Laboratory, bro.
Oh my god.
Boy. Brandon, I know you know what I'm talking about.
Matter of fact, not even Dexter's Laboratory. Give me Jimmy Neutron's mom. I don't know what you're thinking, but that lady was a freak.
Well, to be fair,
did you hear about some of the stuff she was talking about? Some people were playing clips,
bro.
Some of the stuff her husband said, and
Carl was woke. Carl was woke. He was the actual.
He was ahead of his time,
bro. He was ahead of his time, yo. Carl was really ahead of his time. Like the disrespect put on his name was so.
We should have saw what he was talking about, because he was right.
He was the real best character because of how right he was, yo. He was ahead of the game, yo.
Indeed.
I'm trying to think of what
now,
else.
If we're just to talk about PG-13 good moms, though, I would say a lot of the up-to-date movies coming out from Pixar and Disney were doing great jobs, like Luca, Encanto, and Turning Red. They just had real nice, wholesome moms that like did bad jobs, but they weren't bad moms. Like they couldn't help that their vision was just wrong, because the thing about parenting,
you know.
No, but like that's the thing about parenting is the way that you think you want to parent, because you have traumas from your parent, generational trauma exists, and you think in order to avoid what I'm feeling, I'm going to parent them completely different. But oftentimes that just leads to them having the opposite problem that you ended up having.
Perfect example. I know this. We're talking about moms, so forgive me. Forgive me for bringing this up.
Are you going to bring up dads? Please don't.
I'm not going to bring up a dad. I'm going to bring up a man who happened to have a child. There is a difference.
Okay.
Because but seriously, the perfect example of that is Steven Universe. Because his parents were overly strict. They didn't let him do anything. They made him do all sorts of extracurricular activities that he didn't want to do. They made him like do all the stuff in school. Like Greg had a very strict upbringing, and in turn, Steven, because of the way Greg was, he wanted Steven to have the opposite of that, because he said that he hated all that stuff.
But he has to realize that he's not the same as his son's not going to be the same as him. So you have to just choose a completely different approach instead of what would I prefer when I was a child. It's not about you. It's about what child you have and the choices given to them of what they would want. You need to discuss with your child and readjust it properly. But parents don't know that. And that is also inherently why I don't want kids, because you're going to mess them up. It seems like it's a real win-lose situation.
I think just existing, the world will mess you up. So you're kind of screwed no matter what.
Yeah.
But I mean,
and government, abortion is the right answer.
It is the answer. And it all comes full circle.
Yep. So the top answer is, guys.
Maybe the real woman's rights were the friends we made along the way. Yeah, so but in a serious note, like it it is, I will acknowledge that it is a difficult thing, and like I do appreciate forms of media that do address the fact that that is a lot of the time what happens, because at the end of the day, no one's perfect. That includes, but your parents are trying to do the best they can. The mothers out there,
Yes.
all you mothers out there, you're doing the best that you can. And
Yes.
it has to be said more often, because you can feel like you're making mistakes along the way, but at the end of the day, like that's, life is just full of ups and downs and turns, and you have to at least be willing to listen and not be so set in your ways if it does seem like you feel like you might be doing something wrong, you know.
Now, that is to say, this is only for the moms who are actually trying.
Yeah, this is all if you're trying. If you're trying, well,
yeah,
even if,
only if you're trying.
Yeah.
but you know what though, I don't even agree with the whole like, like, okay, sure, intent matters to a certain extent. Like if you're trying, yes, like you that's all you can really do. But at the same time, like that's often used as an excuse uh for just being a terrible person. It's like, well, it's because I care too much, which is why I'm messing you up. You can go in the other direction. I care too much.
Right.
That's why I'm invading your privacy, and I'm not letting you grow as a person, and I'm being overbearing, and I won't let you do a single thing. It's like,
right.
so it is like it is a tricky thing, but I'm not gonna pretend to know I know anything about it. All I will say is that I respect all mothers out there more than, I mean, I can express in a 1 hour long podcast format. so but yeah, it shouts all the mothers, the good looking ones.
The energy you're gonna hear of me supporting parents. I support all moms through and through. Moms do it big. I will not be coming with the same energy on Father's Day. Just a heads up.
Can we? Can we not? Okay. All right. It's gonna be a fun time, in that note, let's end the EasyBZ podcast. Always remember, guys, don't forget to
like and subscribe, and don't forget to leave comments down below, and also click the bell button so that you can stay informed for future updates. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, clap it up for her, bro.
Yay.
Clap it
up. Wait a minute, let me switch the thing. Yay! Clap it up for Lauren for finally remembering. You want to take a bow? You want to give your acceptance speech? You want to give your acceptance speech?
This is probably going to be the first and last time that I remember to do something like this on time. So just be proud of me this only time. Good job to me.
Put W's in the chat for Lauren. She deserves it, all right. That has been the EasyBZ podcast. Appreciate all of you coming out and listening to us. And remember, keep it easy and BZ. We out.